Hey there, good morning and happy Friday. I'm meteorologist Stefanie Lauber. And we were keeping our eyes out for the potential of some of that nasty weather that moved through more northern parts of Texas, brushing the northern neighborhoods of the coastal bend. Thankfully it didn't, but things were very troublesome out in the DFW Metroplex and Houston areas. Now a lot of that weather is moving off into the Louisiana, so NOLA all the way up the Mississippi River Valley. Going to have a bit of an interesting day here. Travel still going to be a bit hectic as a result. But for us, we are finally seeing a quiet wrap up of this weather event for us. And there's finally going to be a change in this stagnant pattern as we head into the first couple of days of the new year. Lots to talk about in the forecast, so we'll hop right into it. Okay, we haven't really done anything very eventful over the past 10 hours other than our temperature has finally fallen from night to morning. The overnight finally doing something with the temperature, taking us down about 15 degrees. Well, we've had some clouds lingering, so the fog has been somewhat slow to start, but it's really been focused in our more northern and coastal neighborhoods. Corpus Christi just starting to see some of that haziness impacting our visibility around town. But as the official reporting stations go, we're reporting about a quarter of a mile in Rockport still. That's been locked in all morning. We're at a half mile now in Ingleside as that visibility drops further at 2.5 miles for our friends waking up in Port Aransas. Beeville back up to that perfect 10, but we're still at 7 miles of visibility in Robstown and 8 out in the bluff at NAS Corpus Christi. So wherever you're traveling this morning, give yourself some extra time in case you run into some of that patchy, but at times dense fog. And while you're at it, if you're up this early, enjoy the fresh feeling when you head outside. We're in the 50s for most neighborhoods here across the coastal bend, 49 and Freer being the chilly spot and 68 out in the bluff at NAS Corpus Christi being the warm spot. But most of us hanging out in those 50s, well, we're going to see a pretty generous warm up today, back to the neighborhood of the upper 70s and 80s for a lot of neighbors. But during this morning, it's going to be more of a gradual start. So for that dog walk, our pup here, Cookie, that's a 4-month-old pup, mind you, very cute, and just learning the ropes of the dog walk. Well, don't worry, I think it's going to be an enjoyable one. Those clouds will begin to part. We get more sunshine, and a gradual warm up of the temperatures means we'll be in those middle 70s by lunchtime with friendly winds. However, this afternoon, plenty of sunshine will warm us up to the 80s, especially for those inland neighborhoods, and the clouds don't start to come back in until later this evening. They'll also bring some fog to our Saturday morning situation. So if you plan to be up early, maybe do some fishing, expect that fog to be there, and it's still going to be a bit of a warm and humid start. Now, as we head into tomorrow afternoon, we're going to be challenging the record high temperature. It currently stands at 85 degrees. We set that a couple years ago, back in 2021, and I'm forecasting a high of 86. That would break it. And for reference, we'd normally top out around 68 degrees. And if you were wondering, maybe you heard some weather chisme about a big cool down coming into the new year. Well, that doesn't seem very likely at this point, heading from the 2nd through the 6th, but we'll keep an eye on that and see if our luck changes. However, we are going to see a cool down into the new year with mornings in the 40s, afternoons in the middle 60s.